This meeting is being recorded.
Okay. So we admit those who are still in the queue. Then let's get it online onto Facebook. Then into YouTube.
Did you need a co-host?
Come again?
I was about to ask the same question.
Yeah, do you need a co-host? Myself and Pauline can be co-hosts.
We can let the people in
Yeah.
while you're presenting.
Okay, we are on now.
Did you need a co-host?
Yes.
Okay, so make
Pauline.
Pauline.
Can make you co-host.
About to ask the same question.
Yeah, do you need a co-host? And it's feeding back. Myself and Pauline can be co-host.
I'm making you co-host, Pauline.
While you're presenting.
Yeah. Okay, I've made you co-host. We are on now.
Did you need a co-host?
Yes, I've just made you co-host.
Okay, so make Pauline.
Can make you co-host.
About to ask the same question.
Yeah, do you need a co-host? And it's feeding back. It's feeding back.
Okay.
Myself and Pauline can be co-host.
I think the feedback is that you have maybe YouTube or Facebook on as well. Okay, I've made you co-host. We are on now.
Did you need a co-host?
Yes, I've just made you co-host.
Okay, so make Pauline.
About to ask the same question.
Yeah, do you need a co-host?
Okay.
And it's feeding back. It's feeding back.
It's because
Myself and Pauline can be co-host.
I think the feedback is that you have YouTube or Facebook on. Okay, I've made you co-host. Yes, I've just made you co-host.
Okay, so make Pauline. Yeah, do you need a co-host?
Okay,
It's feeding back. It's feeding back.
it's because
Myself and Pauline can be co-host.
I think the feedback is that you have YouTube or Facebook on. Okay, I've made you co-host. Yes, I've just made you.
Okay, so make Pauline. It's feeding back. It's feeding back.
It's because
Myself and Pauline can be co-host.
I think the feedback is that you have Are you okay? Pauline, can you hear? Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
I'm fine, thank you. I'm just admitting it. I'm just admitting everyone that I see here.
Okay, so I think we have sorted out the audio and it's very good. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining and welcome from wherever you are joining. We thank everyone for indulging us with this slight move in our time because we're trying to avoid load shedding, which is become a major problem in our city, and so that it does not affect our meeting. As I said, you are all welcome from wherever you are, from whichever location. Coming from last week, we had planned a number of things which we are going to do today. We will focus on the exchange this evening, and we will show you how to use the exchange, how to use your tokens from Connect onto the exchange, and how to get it out of the exchange if you need to. We also focus on the KYC elements that will be needed for when you register on the exchange. The reason for that is that for financial and crypto and digital currency exchange, there's regulations that have to be adhered to, and we cannot do those transactions without actually validating the user and confirming that whoever you say you are the right person. Because there's been stories of people getting onto platforms like this and making away with other people's money. We want to try and avoid that as much as possible. Okay, we and have the security levels and the security standards as high as possible. So thank you all so much for joining. We are going to go into the exchange and we'll just take you through what you need to do. Dr. Linus, are you there? Dr. Linus, you're on mute. I can see you.
Yes, I am here. Thank you.
Okay. So, your opening remarks.
So I was sitting in my car and I'm looking at him. You know, you can see me in his mirror, isn't it? So he's got out his
Okay.
you know, if you don't car, right?
I'd like to. I'd like to welcome everybody. Thank you for making the time to join us this evening. As always, we are looking to address two fundamental challenges that face the continent and our people. The first one is financial inclusion, and the second really is to try and develop and have a common mechanism of exchanging value in real time, irrespective of the currency. I mean, within continental Africa, we have over 40 currencies across 54 countries, making it possible for people to transact with each other in real time is an aspiration of our time, and to ensure that those who are excluded are included and are able to participate in the new digital economy. This evening, we're just going to go through very briefly how you can get value into the exchange and how you can get value out of the exchange, and also the KYC requirements that you need to satisfy. That may change over time. So whatever we show you this evening is not cast in stone. That will be improved depending on the type of client that is coming onto the platform. So without much further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and just take you through a number of steps. As we said, how do you get value into the exchange and how do you get value out of the exchange? What we're going to do this evening is going to focus very much in relation to Connect. How can you use Connect to get value in, and how can you use Connect to get value out? And remember, Connect is a hub where you can access a lot of other services. So I'm going to share my screen. And I will share that part of my screen. Just a second. Okay, can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
As we explained last time, the exchange provides a very simple mechanism to trade so that you can exchange one asset with another. There is the Forex component, which allows you to benefit from other assets that are priced in other currencies. There is the market analysis, which enables you to look at what is happening with respect to other digital assets and the pricing of those assets, so that you can do some very quick research, look at the ones that are moving more than others. That's this area here. And if you wanted some information on Bitcoin, that is BTC, you would simply type BTC and that should come up, and you'll be able to get some very quick overview of what is happening with BTC for that particular period. If you wanted Solana, you would simply type Sol and you again select. So the idea is that whatever digital currencies are available or digital assets are available, or NFTs, including those that we will create ourselves to represent value that people want to exchange within our community, then that would be accessible from this area here. Today, we're going to focus very much on the wallet. The wallet area enabled, there are two types of wallets. There is the funding wallet and there is a trading wallet. The trading wallet is where you actually do the swaps, or where you exchange value of one asset with another asset. And the funding wallet is the one that allows you to get value in, okay? So for example, because our presentation this evening is going to be focused on how you get value in, we are using USX, and the reason we're using USX is because USX is, it's a value that is tied to the US dollar, and you can convert that into USDT, which is again a crypto currency that is linked to the US dollar. So if you clicked on that, then you would get the option to do a number of things. You can deposit value into that account, or you can withdraw value from that account, or you can transfer value from that account. Now, the transfer is very much focused on transferring value from your funding account into the trading account. So if I wanted, for example, to transfer the 17 units or the $17 that I have in this USDT account into the trading account, then I would click transfer and I would then put 17, okay? That then has to go through the relevant approval process to get that value transferred into that particular account. But we're talking about how do you get value in. To get value in, it is a deposit. So you would click on deposit. And right now we have a number of options available. So if you wanted to deposit something over $50 US equivalent, you would use this option. If you wanted to deposit US dollars 10 and above, you would use this option. But let's use this one here, which is US dollar greater than 1. So that window would come up, and that would be the same, whichever method you choose. So for example, if you choose this one, you see that is the same. It's just the difference in the range of what you can deposit would be different. So if I take this one, and I say I want to deposit 5 USX, then you submit. At this point, you should get an option. It tells you what's going to happen. These are provisional values, and this may well change when the exchange opens for trading. So that is, you want to deposit 5 US dollars. The charge is going to be 1.6 in this particular case. As I said, these values may change. So the total payable will be 6.6. And the conversion rate is $1 US to 1 USX. If you then click on pay now, it'll come up with a window with the instructions on what you need to do, okay? So in this particular case, it's a credit of 5 US dollars equivalent. The amount that needs to be paid in USX is 6.6 USX. And here, this is very important because this is part of a two-step process of transferring value in. It says here, part A, submit this funding request to obtain a transaction ID. Any direct transfer made in part B without a valid transaction ID will not be processed. This is very, very important. Okay, and then on part B, of course, that's when you actually make the USX balance transfer for the required amount. Please, the amount that is required to be paid is 6.6. This is the second value that you see here on the top. And you would typically provide your name. So if my name is Linus Atube, of course, the name should be linked to the account. I'm using a demo account for the moment, as you can see. So that's demo user 1. Okay, and the Connect ID. The Connect ID here is very important. The Connect ID is the ID that you get when you click on your profile. So if this is demo user 1, then you would enter demo user 1 here, because that would need to be linked. Now, when you click on pay, this would then generate the required information that is needed for you to complete the transaction on Connect. Okay. It says here, for example, if you want to make a pay, okay, that was too quick. Now, in this particular case, that transaction has been submitted. It is for $5 US. As you can see, it is pending. You can look at it anytime before it's approved. Now, if we go back to the wallet, you will see that it has the value that is in the wallet. You'll be able to see in your funding wallet, which that's the funding wallet that's 17. And we are requesting to transfer in another 5 USDT. And that is going into the USDT. USDT is a cryptocurrency asset that is linked to the US dollar. With all intents and purposes, it's expected to move 1 for 1. So 1 USDT is 1 US dollar. Now on Connect, you now need to go on Connect and make the transfer based on the transaction that you have requested. So if I just click on transaction history here, we should be able to see the one that we just submitted. Transaction history. Transactions, deposit history. It's a deposit, so we're looking at the deposit history, not a transfer. So I'm going to click on that. Okay, so that's one that's pending, is for 5. So there is 17, and then we want to add another 5. So if that is approved and the transaction is done successfully, then we should have 5 plus 17, which is going to be 22 in that particular account. So what do you do from here? You need to get this transaction ID here, or the transaction number here. You need to copy that, and you need to go into Connect and make the transfer for the amount that is required to complete this transaction. Now remember, the amount here after charge is 6.6. Okay. I don't have the units in my Connect account, but I will just go to Connect and I'll show you what that would look like. So if I go to Connect, and remember, it would not be possible to acquire any of these tokens without having AKL, okay, without having the Lumi, because one of the underlying values that you need to provide, or one of the underlying digital assets that is used to determine whether you can access this service or not, is whether you have access to the Lumi. So I don't have any USX, so I wouldn't be able to complete this transaction, as you can see here. But if you wanted to do this, then you would go to pay. Sorry, I'm doing this live, so and when you get here, the instruction was to send, to put SWIFIN Connect, SWIFIN-Connect, and then you put the amount. The amount we saw on that ticket was 6.6, so you'll put that there. And here you would select the balance. The balance here is being transferred from USX or USX, so you'll pick that. It is very important that you pick this, and you must have the USX balance in your account. If you don't, the transaction, of course, will not work. And then under the message section, you need to put the transaction ID on the exchange, okay? And that was the transaction ID that I copied. At this point, you would simply click on transfer and it will be done, okay? Now, it says here insufficient funds, try a lower amount. That's because my value in the USX account is 0. Now, if you want to add funds in your USX, you can simply go into the shop and type USX, and you would see the tokens that you can have for USX. If you bought, so I'll type USX, and the relevant tokens that can allow you to access this service will come up. USX search. This one is a direct token, so you would pay effectively US dollars to access the value of 5 USX. But if you click on it, you will see that there is a requirement for you to have a certain amount of Lumi. So in this particular case, it's going to cost 0.00005 Lumi. This is really just to restrict this service to those who have Lumi. So you must have Lumi to be able to participate. It's a community service that is only available to those those community members that have access to this particular service. So at this point, you could add this to your shopping cart, and you could then proceed to make a payment for it. Okay. I have a number of other items on my cart. I'm going to just remove that one, and I can just come here, proceed to check out at this point, and you can pay for it. Okay. You need to provide all the relevant information that is needed. And then here, because it's 5, the total in USX is 5. Now, if you have USX, then of course you would just use USX. You wouldn't use it to pay. But in this particular case, so you're going to use your credit card to make the payment. So you enter details and then place the order to submit. Okay. Now, if the amount that you've submitted is has been approved, or the transaction has gone through, I'm going to show you what will happen. Of course, this will go to the back office for approval, and I'm just going to show you what would happen if it's approved. So we are looking at this is what we're looking at. We're looking at a credit of 5 that is currently pending. Once you make the transaction and the transaction can be approved, let me just check. Okay, let's just give me 1 second. I'm just checking to see the logs. But typically this will go to the back office, and once you've made the payment, there will be a team that will be checking to see whether that particular payment has come through or not, and then it will be approved. Just 1 second. Deposits. Pending deposits. Okay. So what we'll be looking at from the back office, is this transaction number and this amount that corresponds to that particular transaction that needs to be made. Just 1 second. I'm just checking on deposit requests. Pending deposits. You'll probably don't see my screen at this point, but okay. So that will either be rejected, or it will be rejected if the payment instructions are not followed and the ID or the transaction number is not provided, or the payment is not coming from the appropriate provider. But let's assume that it is approved, and this is what you will have. Okay, we assume that it's approved. Then when you come here, once it's approved, you can reload and you will see that particular transaction pending status now changed to completed. Okay, so that is completed. Now, if we now go back to the wallet, you'll see that the funding wallet now has 22 USDT. Remember, we had 7, and by completing this other transaction of 5, that takes the value to 22. Now, in order to trade or exchange value, you need to be able to transfer whatever it is in your funding wallet into a trading wallet. At the moment, there isn't any value in our USDT trading wallet, okay? So let's say that we want to transfer 12. Then at this point, you will go into your funding wallet, which is this particular wallet, the USDT. And don't worry, if you want to add another wallet that is denominated in another digital asset, you would simply click on this create wallet here, and you would select both the network. You would select the network in order to add that particular wallet. Now let's transfer 12. If you are transferring 12 from your account, you would simply put 12. Now transfers are from your own account. That's from your own funding account into your own trading account. Okay, so in this particular case, we've submitted that. You will put the amount you want to submit, and it says here it's pending. Again, for security reasons, this will have to go through a process of validation. And once it is validated, then the transaction will come straight through. So just, it will go through the validation process in the back office. So let's have a quick look. Again, you're not seeing my screen at this point, but let's have a look. So we have a pending transaction of 12. I'm just checking what is available. Trading transfers, funding transfers.
But you would also notice that you know, your funding wallet has already been reduced, and the amount you want to move to the trading wallet is now sitting in the system, ready to be moved to trading wallet.
Correct. So at this point, you know, Brother B, that's a very good point. But at this point, because that transaction has not been approved, your trading wallet is still showing a value of 0. Once it is approved, in this particular case, let's assume that it's gone through the approval process, then you should be able to come in here, and the status for that particular transaction would then change from pending to approved or completed, okay? So let me refresh the screen at this point, and you'll see that it's now completed. And because it's now completed, you will now have the correspondent value in the trading account, which is the 12 units here. Now, if you wanted to buy Bitcoin, then of course you need a Bitcoin wallet, and this is where the trading comes in. So you will swap whatever you have in the USDT account with the equivalent value in Bitcoin, or the equivalent value in Tron or TRX. If you wanted to buy Solana, you wouldn't be able to buy Solana without having a wallet into which the value of Solana will be held. So at that point, you will need to create a wallet for Solana, and you'd simply go through, this is your trading wallet, you'll go in here, create the wallet. So if you went to trade Solana, it will ask you, it will tell you that you do not have a wallet for Solana, so you couldn't buy Solana. But at this point, if we wanted to simply add Solana, then you would go to create wallet, you would add Solana, and you would create that particular wallet. Once that is complete, you now have, remember we have 3 trading wallets here. You will now have the Solana wallet automatically added, which is this one here. That means you can now use the value that you have in your USDT account to swap into Solana. Now, Solana's value might go up, it might come down, so you will be able to benefit from the value or appreciation in the value of Solana and so forth. And you can then at some point sell Solana and get the value back into USDT, so you can transfer it back into your funding account. Let's assume that you've done your trading, you bought some Solana, you've sold Solana, the value is back in your USDT account, and you want to transfer the value back into your funding account. It is really as simple as clicking on the funding account, in which case this is a USDT, and you'll do a transfer. Now, because this transfer of this type is actually a transfer from your own trading account into your own funding account, it doesn't really need to go into any additional authorization or validation process. So let's assume that out of the 12, you wanted to transfer 6 back into your transaction or your funding account, then you would simply just submit that and the transaction will go straight through. And that will reduce the value from 12 to 6, and your funding wallet will now go up in value, and you should be able to see the transaction as completed automatically in this particular case. If you wanted to transfer the rest of the 6 that you have, again, it's a simple transfer, and you will simply just enter 6 and you will transfer that. That will go from your trading wallet again into your, sorry, because I had selected the funding wallet and I did the transfer. Let's see, what have I done? Yeah, I was on the wrong, on the funding wallet. So that needs to go through the approval process to transfer the extra 6. As you can see here, it's sitting on pending. But if that is approved, then you would have in your trading wallet, you now have 6 plus 6, which is 12. Okay, let me just check that. So if that goes through the approval process and it is approved, then in your trading wallet, you should now have 6 plus 6, which is 12. Okay, so let's have a look. The transaction was pending, that the transaction is completed. You now have 12 units in your trading wallet. And your funding wallet now has, instead of, it now has 10 units, okay? So to transfer all of the 12 units from your trading wallet into your funding wallet, again, you must make sure that you're selecting your trading wallet and then click on the transfer. And now we want to transfer everything back into our funding wallet so that that can be transferred either back into Connect or into a designated bank account, okay? So you can see that the value there now is 0. The funding wallet now has 22, which we started with originally. And that, of course, can be withdrawn either, so we go to, we select the funding wallet, we select our USDT wallet, and we can withdraw the value. In this case, let's click on that. Let's see. So that's the wallet, and we want to withdraw the value. If you want to move it back into Connect, then of course you can withdraw into Connect, and the value will then be credited back into your Connect account. Or if you wanted to withdraw to another crypto wallet, then the value can be transferred into another crypto wallet. If you wanted to withdraw into your bank account, we are in the process of setting up arrangements with some institutions in South Africa that can enable the off-ramping process to enable you to transfer that value into your bank account. So really, that's what we wanted to cover this evening. How do you get funds into your funding wallet? How do you transfer it into your trading wallet? And how do you then use the value in your trading wallet in order to trade? Okay, as I've said, in order to trade a particular crypto asset, you need to have the corresponding wallet for that particular asset. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a place to hold the value for the underlying value that you have purchased. Something that is very important is KYC. Nobody will be allowed access to this system without providing the basic KYC information. So in this particular, if I go to this profile, I'm using a demo account, okay? So for this particular demo account, if I click on resubmit KYC, then you would see the kind of information that will be required for you to submit. You need to obviously provide your personal details, your name, the last name, a telephone number where appropriate, date of birth, the gender. If you have a Telegram username, you can provide that. That's really just for communication for future use. And then your address. The documents that you need to provide would be either your passport, national ID card, or a driver's license. Now, whichever one of these that you select, I think our users are used to the fact that if you are providing a copy of your national ID or your passport, you need to take a picture of the front. You also need to take a picture of the back, and then you need to take a picture of you holding that ID. Okay, this may change. We may introduce other elements in order to okay, you would. Sorry, I need to move this. This is okay. You would provide the information and then you click on proceed. That information will then again go for verification. And if it is approved, then you would have access to the account. If you do not provide this information, typically what you might see is a restriction from accessing any section of the exchange. And you'll be requested to provide the information or this particular KYC information in order for you to be able to access the exchange. So at a very basic level, you can expect that you will be expected to provide this in order to gain access to any of this trading, the Forex, the market analysis, and all that. That's what we wanted to cover today. And I believe I've gone through the process of how you get value in. So that is on your wallet. You would simply select the wallet in which you want to get your value in. In most cases, it will be USDT. You will select that. And then you will click on deposit to get value in. Of course, one of the things that I haven't mentioned is that you can deposit value from another, if you have a USDT wallet on another exchange and you want to deposit the value from that exchange, then of course you can use that, okay? In this case, that will be the wallet address that you need to send the transaction, and then you go into your other wallet and send a payment or send a transaction or transfer into this particular wallet ID, and that will complete the transaction, okay? If you are doing it from Connect, then that is when you have to make a transfer on Connect as specified. And then once the value is in your, this is when you are depositing funds in your trading wallet. Of course, you can deposit funds in your trading wallet by transferring from your funding wallet or by transferring from elsewhere, okay? So if you already have a USDT account, you can transfer the value in. If you want to transfer value in, or if you have Tron or TRX, and you want to transfer value in, the same concept, that's your trading wallet, you can deposit funds into it directly by making a transfer, and that'll be your address for that particular wallet. And the same applies for any trading wallet that you might want to add. And there is no limit as to the number of wallets that you might want to add. So if you wanted to trade, here we have USDT, we have TRX, we have BTC, that's Bitcoin, and Solana. Does anybody want to have a preference for a particular crypto asset that they want to see the wallet added in this particular case?
Yes.
Yes.
I'd like to see Ethereum.
You'd like to see
I think
Ethereum?
before.
Hello. Can we just have one voice, please? Because
okay, so
we
if you want
can't hear.
to add Ethereum, then again you would come in here and you would
please raise your hands. Let's have it. Let's have some. Anyone who wants to say something should just raise their hands on the side.
Okay, so
I think before we get to this part, Dr. Linus, just to make some to bring some clarity on the KYC part of it. When you get to put your details on the KYC part of the exchange, and with the intention that at some point you would want to take out your value into your local bank account, or you would want to get some value either in USD or in your local currency transferred into your account, you will be, you need to make sure that the information you have on that KYC part of the account on your registration is the same with the information you have in your bank account in your local country. Because if that information does not match, in a lot of cases, the wallet owners may reject, the flow of your value out of the wallet. So you need to make sure that your details are correct, especially the way your name is spelled, your ID number, and all of that. Because when in the back is checked, your transaction may be rejected. I just thought I should mention that before we go into the Ethereum request.
That's very important. Yes. As you can see, all this go into a back office for verification and approval. While I mentioned that you can fund your funding wallet and then make a transfer into your trading wallet. And then from your trading wallet, you can transfer the value back into your funding wallet. But you don't have to do that, because that is the route that goes through Connect. What you can always do is you can withdraw the value directly into an address of a wallet that is on another exchange. Okay, it doesn't have to go to Connect at all. So in this particular case, what you will do is, if there is value here that you wanted to transfer out, you would simply click on withdraw, and you will put the address where that particular transaction is going. You will put the amount that you want to transfer, and you will then click on withdraw in order to transfer the value into that wallet. This could be your account on Binance, it could be your account on KuCoin, it could be your account on Kraken, it could be your account on any particular trading exchange around the world. Okay, you will be able to do this without restriction, obviously subject to approval. In this particular case, you will need to select the network on which your particular wallet or destination wallet is located on. This is EOS, so if it's an ERC20, you would select ERC20 and enter the ERC20 address. If it's KCC, that's KuCoin, you'll put that in. If it's TRC, that's Tron, you will put that in. Algo, again, you will put relevant address and so forth. Okay, it's very important. Somebody wanted to see how we can add Ethereum. So if you have your trading wallet, in this particular case,
just so that everybody understands, this part of the exchange, you as the user would be able to add the wallet you want. I can see a lot of people asking, can you add, can you add? You as the user would have the latitude to want to add. The wallets that you want to trade in, you can add them. If you have wallets that you're already registered on, you can add them. If you don't, then you just register on one of the wallets and you can add them by yourself.
Okay, so to add Ethereum, you would simply go to your trading wallet in this particular case. Now, if you wanted to fund your account using Ethereum, then you would go to your funding wallet and you would add Ethereum here, okay? I'm not sure if it's, okay, it's not added already, so you can add it on the funding side. But on the trading side, if you would simply click on create wallet, and you would come in here and you would select Ethereum, okay? That is Ethereum. Make sure Ethereum is selected and then click on create wallet. and the system will then automatically create your Ethereum wallet for you that you can then begin to trade with. What that means is that if you have value in USDT, you can now move that value into Ethereum, okay? And this is your Ethereum wallet. And what it also means is that if you have an Ethereum account or wallet elsewhere with value in it, you can transfer that value in. You will simply click on the Ethereum wallet here, make sure that it's showing Ethereum. Okay, that's it. And you can then do a deposit, okay? When you click on deposit, that is the address to which you need to send the transfer from your other wallet that is held on another exchange where you may be holding some Ethereum. So you can fund your account, not from Connect, but from any other wallet on any other crypto exchange around the world. Again, if you wanted to transfer value out of your Ethereum wallet, you would simply click on withdraw, and you will specify the address where that particular payment is supposed to go. You enter the amount,
All right.
And then you would submit to withdraw. And that goes straight out into the Ethereum wallet. If you had some value in your Ethereum wallet and you wanted to transfer it into your Ethereum funding wallet, then again, this is where you would click on the transfer. But in this particular case, we don't have a funding wallet that is Ethereum. So in this particular case, if you try to do any withdrawal and there is nothing for us to withdraw, it most likely will not work because it will be looking for an equivalent Ethereum wallet into which you transfer the value from your trading wallet into your funding wallet. And remember, transfers are between the funding account and the trading account. Withdrawals are from your trading account into any other account or from your funding account into any other account. In the case of a funding wallet, is most likely going to be into Connect or into a bank account. Okay, deposits, this is from any other wallet anywhere in the world, on any other existing network. Okay, and you can either just scan this QR code or send the payment to this particular ID. Okay. If you wanted to add another funding wallet, again, there is no limit as to how many wallets you can add because some people might have value. Is there any other wallet that you want to see us add? I'm just going to take one more.
Karen, you've got your hand up. Is
They're
there a
in the
wallet that, hello.
Yes.
Right, Karen's got her hand up. Karen, was there a wallet that you wanted to add? Can you unmute?
Oh, no. No. Good afternoon
okay, well,
to everyone.
can I ask you your question afterwards if it's not a wallet that you wanted to add? So I'll come back to you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you. So anybody wants to add any wallet from any network? We'll just take one more example.
Empress, is there a wallet that you would like to add? Empress Marla.
Do a coin.
Yes, a Safe Moon.
A Duo coin. Okay, so if you wanted to add a Duo coin, you would just click on create wallet and you would look for a Duo coin. If it is available, then it will be there. What is do you know the 3-letter code? Hello?
That was why I was asking Empress Marlene. That's why I didn't want anyone to shout. Empress Marlene, do you have a coin that you wanted to add?
Yes, Safe Moon.
And do you have the code for that coin?
Hold on, let me double check. It's Safe Moon. I don't think there's a.
It looks as okay. It looks as if
let's try Cardano then, which is ADA.
One voice, please.
OWC.
Yeah. Okay, I see it right there. Safe.
So just type ADA and ADA will show up. You would select ADA and you'll click on create wallet and it will add it to your funding wallet because we have, sorry, on your trading wallet because we have created, we've selected trading wallet in this particular case.
Yeah, Safe Moon is SFM, Sam Frank Mother.
Okay, so let's add that one you see doing. If you want to add one more, I can take one more, just one more, okay?
Okay, Empress, go ahead. What is yours?
Sam Frank Mother, Safe Moon.
BNB.
So SFM
SFM, okay, unfortunately, we don't have that, as you can see. There is S-Fund and SFP.
So is there an option for when we're funding a wallet to add
Can you hold on?
coin that's not there then?
Empress Marlene, can you please hold on for
we can
for
add that to the exchange. We can add that to the exchange. There is an option for us to add other networks and to add other wallets from other exchanges.
Okay, so that's something that the members cannot do, but we would have to request that from SWIFIN.
You would have to request. You would have to request that if your wallet is not listed. Yes. Okay. Should we take one more other example? SFM obviously is not on the list.
BNB.
EMB.
BNB, Smart Chain, Binance.
That's Binance. So that's B. Okay. So if it's Binance, you would select Binance.
That's fine.
And you would then click on create wallet. And remember, this is for trading, because this will now add the Binance wallet to your trading wallets, okay? If you want to add Binance to your funding wallet, you can still do that here on the funding side, okay? So on the funding side, if you wanted to add Binance, again, you can click on create wallet and you can add Binance. We are looking at the possibility of adding a whole range of different currencies. And at some point in the near future, we may be able to add all the currencies of the countries within continental Africa so that we can be able to bring them into this for the purpose of trading. But that is work in progress. Okay.
Yeah. Also, because, you know, that's a very important point Dr. Linus is making. At the moment, we have over 40 currencies, but you know, there's no exchange that we know at the moment in the world that allows that African currencies to trade amongst themselves. And part of the work looking at the back is to see how we create that environment where all African currencies could also have a place on which they trade, and people could pick an instant value for each of the local currencies, you know, from this exchange.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that is it.
So we have a few hands. We have a few hands. Let's just take a few questions. I can see. So the first one is Brother Patrick. Your hand is up. You are up now. I'm dropping your hand. You can speak. Open your mic and speak.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, sir. My question is, I believe it's the $1 million question. When is our exchange likely to be open for trading?
As you can see, it is ready and it is already live. It should be open within a matter of days. There are some regulatory arrangements that we are doing at the moment just to finalize the details. We want the exchange to be hosted within continental Africa. And that is what we are finalizing at the moment. Once that is done, then it will open up for trading. It will be on continental Africa. That I can tell you for sure with great confidence. And we already have a crypto license and an exchange license for it within continental Africa. Don't quote me on it, but it could be a matter of days. It's not a matter of weeks, it could be a matter of days. It could be open next week.
Well, yeah, I think we take, you know, just for the benefit of all, we take the opportunity just to mention that, you know, we all are not, none of us is immune to some of the difficulties we have on our continent to execute certain things. And what we have tried to do, especially with the exchange, is to make sure that we avoid any of the kind of hurdles that we keep seeing as we move in different circles, and as we move into different phases of execution. So in the event that everything stays as it is right now, we are hoping that really within the next few days, the regulatory framework would be complete, and we will be ready to open it up. As Dr. Linus says, and as you can see, everything is working perfectly. We just need that this exchange is hosted and managed off the continent to avoid some of the, some of the kind of external influences that we are experiencing in different areas. So, yeah. I hope that answers your question, Brother Patrick. The next person is David White. David White, I'm dropping your hand. You can open your mic and ask your question.
Yeah, my question is concerning the SWIFIN platform. I utilize that a lot for business, and it's been down most of this year. When will it be up? Because it's really affecting my business.
For that, I really sincerely and wholeheartedly apologize for the inconvenience that you have that this will have caused to your business. The reason why it's still down is because we're actually migrating the transaction history and also the existing balances that we have into a new platform that we hope will serve us better. And then we will open up registration on that, and you'll have all your balances and you'll be able to do your transactions in a normal way. Please do not quote me on it. We are expecting that it's a matter of days for us to complete that process and to open it up. And we do sincerely apologize for the inconvenience that it has caused for many. But I'm not sure if you are aware that you can do some of the basic transactions on Connect. There is an integrated wallet within Connect, which depending on whether you do your transactions in AKX or AKL or the Lumi, then you should be able to use it to still make payments to other people. But of course, they have to have an account in Connect, because this is a very closed community service for now, while we make all the arrangements to interface with other external institutions.
Well, yeah, I have an account in Connect, but how do I get my balance off of the old account into Connect? I can't do that, correct?
You can't do that yourself, but I have to say that is something that we can facilitate. I hope we don't start that, but if we must do that, then we can do it. I'm just telling you that that option is available. What we will do is just migrate everything at once so everybody has access to what they need to have access to. Okay, and it should be available within a matter of days.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
And I am really sorry, and I do apologize personally for the inconvenience.
Okay, thank you, David. Thanks. We are sorry. Yeah. And then the next person is Hugh. I think I just dropped your hand.
Hello.
The next person is Hugh. Hugh, can you hear us? Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead. You're on the floor.
Right. Yes, let me apologize. I joined late, but if you could go back to the screen, the trading screen, I don't know if you're going to do a summary of what you went through earlier, but I'd like to know just the heading at the top. You have the transfer, and you have withdrawal, and you have. Can you go back to that screen for me? I just want to
yes.
With the wallets. I just want to see something right there.
Okay, just a second. Let me see which one it is. This one?
Yes, please. Thank you. All right. So
that's under wallets.
Yes. Okay. I just want to to have a little summary of what you went through. I don't know if you are planning to do that at the end. I'm not sure, but I just want to have this down. You said the trading and the funding. So if you're gonna trade, right? You're gonna add those accounts that you're gonna trade with, right?
Correct.
And if you want to move funding into those accounts, you have to add those that same account into the funding account and then transfer? That's what you're doing?
That's not a must. That's only if the funding account and the trading account are both located on this exchange. If they are not located on the exchange, you can fund from an external wallet directly into trading. In fact, you don't need to have a funding wallet at all.
Okay, all right.
Okay. You need a funding wallet on this exchange if you're going to bring value in that you're subsequently going to transfer into your trading wallet. But if you just want to use your trading wallet directly, you can transfer value in TRX, let's say BNB, Binance. So you could click on Binance, and then for this particular Binance wallet, you can transfer in or deposit funds from any other wallet. All you need to do is transfer, that is your wallet ID, and you will just make a transfer into that particular ID. Okay? You don't need a funding wallet at all. But if you don't have an existing wallet which contains any value and you want to deposit funds into your USDT, we provide a mechanism where you can get value in from your funding account, as a funding wallet. And you can have any number of funding wallets here. Of course, the ideal scenario is that we would only use USDT, and you can then transfer value from Connect into USDT. And then you have, if you want Bitcoin trading, you want to trade Bitcoin, here you would have your Bitcoin account, and you can then get value straight into your Bitcoin account from any other Bitcoin wallet that you already have.
Okay, so that brings me to the next three tabs that you have there: the deposit, withdrawal, and transfer. I heard you mention something about deposit, and deposit can only be used between Bitcoins. That's what you're saying. So, in other words, transfer is done with the banks, and deposit is with what? I heard some. Can you just briefly go through each of these? Yes, please. Can you go through?
Yes, let me explain this a bit more. If you have a USDT wallet, then of course you can only deposit value from another USDT wallet. Okay.
Except you want to move the value from your USDT wallet into your BTC wallet.
Yeah, in that case, it's a trade. In that case, it's a trade. It's a swap.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Then you do a trade between your USDT and your BTC, and then you are able to execute the rest on the right.
So if I take my USDT, I can deposit funds from any wallet that I already have that holds USDT. If you are using an app, you just simply scan that your QR code. If you are not using an app and you want to do a transfer online, then you would send it to this address.
So that address would be the address of the bank, or the wallet is your address? What address is that?
This address is the address for your USDT wallet.
And you'd get that where?
No. Okay. This address is linked to your USDT wallet on the exchange, on this exchange. So if you wanted to transfer value in, you would send the value to this address.
Okay. So that it creates that by default, and you copy that address. That's what you're saying?
You would copy that address and you would send the value to this, and it would come straight into your USDT wallet. Remember, this is
so it's not something that you create, it's something that the system creates, and you would have to copy it and then.
Correct.
Okay, I was trying to get that part of it, the address part of it. Okay, so you have answered that. Okay, so what's the difference between the deposit and the transfer now? I'm trying to say, can you explain the transfer?
Okay, the transfer, the transfer is internal, okay? The transfer is to be able to move funds from your funding account into your trading account. So let's take USDT in this particular case.
Or vice versa.
Yeah, or vice versa. In this particular case, we have $22 US in the USDT account. We can transfer some of it into our trading wallet. Let's say we want to transfer 12. So you will click on transfer, you will enter 12, and you will transfer, you will submit, okay? That has to go through some kind of validation process. So it will always say that it is pending. Okay, that's for your own safety and for your own security. Just make sure that the wrong person has not gotten into the account to make a transfer. Once the validation is complete and the transfer is validated, then the funds will be available in your trading account. And this particular, where it says pending here, will then change to completed. Okay, so if I can reload that screen, it will say completed here. And when it says completed, you will now have the equivalent value that you transferred, which was 12, in your trading wallet, which is 12. You can see that.
Okay, and the withdrawal, you can withdraw from both trading and the trading wallet and the funding wallet. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
But when I came on, I heard, sorry, when I came on, I heard something about banks. So you can deposit money into banks. So how does that part work?
No. That's a withdrawal. That's a withdrawal. What we are saying is that we can provide a pathway for withdrawing the balance in your account into a bank account. Okay. And if that is available, then it'll be available here. Okay.
Okay.
So right now, we're going to be working with some institutions in South Africa. The details are still to be finalized, which will facilitate with off-ramping, in which case, when you provide your bank account details, the transaction will go to that institution and they will process it for you and get the funds into your designated bank account. Okay. Otherwise, you can go into your funding wallet and transfer it back into Connect. Okay. So when you click on withdraw, that should give you the options to send it into one of your Connect accounts. And depending on the limit that you want to do, you can click on withdraw in this particular, for this particular one, that's over 50, that's over 10, that's over 1. So if I click on that, it'll give me the option to specify the amount I want to withdraw. Let's say I want to withdraw 6, for example. Then you would submit that and then go through and follow the process of what is required for you to complete it. So in this case, you will put your name, your last name, and your Connect ID, and then you can confirm the transaction. And then once it is processed, it will be deposited back into your Connect USX account.
Okay.
And from the Connect USS account, you can now make a request to withdraw, which we can use another channel to transfer that into your account. So it just depends which route you want to use to exit.
Correct.
Okay.
Now within Connect, as you can see, Connect is like a melting pot. It's like a hub where we hope to connect different service providers together. So some of the service providers on Connect would be financial institutions that would be very happy to receive your USX and make a transfer into a traditional bank account for you.
Okay.
Okay? Those will be available on Connect.
Okay. That's okay. Sounds good. All right. That's about it for me. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Thanks you. The next person is Joseph Prince. You can drop, you can
good evening.
Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for that wonderful and brilliant presentation. We are inspired, but my question is, let's say I just registered in the Connect and I don't have the USDT, I'm not dealing with any of the coin. How do I transact? How do I fund my account? How do I
Correct.
do
That's
all
an
of
excellent.
This?
That's an excellent question. Please just bear with me. Let me turn on the light. It's getting dark here very quickly. Just 1 second.
So that's a very, very important question for someone who just comes into Connect and is looking to also be part of the system. So we're going to show you how you would be able to access USX.
Can you all still see my screen?
Yes, I can. Yes,
your screen is
okay. So this is Connect. So I'll go into Connect. And while you're on Connect, remember you are looking for, you go into the shop and you are looking for USX. Okay, so you type USX tokens. And then you buy one. It's really as simple as that. So in this particular case, we have a USX 5 token. You add that to your shopping cart. Okay. And then you would view your card. And you will then go through the process of proceeding to checkout to make the payment.
And it will be added to you know, it will be matched with an associated AKX.
Yep.
Which,
now, for this particular transaction, you will not be able to do it if you don't have AKX, okay? So it says here that you need to pay 0.00005 AKX. That is really just to restrict it so that it's really the Lumi community. Remember, our fundamental objective is to drive the utility around Lumi and for people to begin to use Lumi so that just like we have USX, we're going to have AKX or AKL paired with all the other currencies across the continent in order to facilitate the process of getting tokens that are linked to local currencies in any country within continental Africa in order to drive that. So this is how you do it, and you come in here and put your card details and you place the order and you go straight through, okay? That's the total. If I had, in this particular case, if I had USX in my account, then it would actually ask me if I wanted to pay with USX. But if you already have the USX, why would you want to buy more USX? You just use it to fund your account by doing a transfer. And once you have it in your account, once you complete this purchase, it will show as your USX balance. And then you simply go in here and type, based on the instructions that you are given, you type SWIFIN Connect, you enter the amount that you want to use to fund your wallet, and you type, you select USX, and you enter the code that you need, okay? When you make a request on the exchange, it will generate a code, and you have to enter that code here and then click on transfer. Now, of course, I've clicked on it, it wouldn't work because it's telling me insufficient funds. I don't have the USX balance in order to complete that transaction. That's why it's saying insufficient funds. So that's how you do it. You would actually.
Okay, my next question, please. My next question is, thank you very much for this. My next question is, if I get you clearly, you said everyone who must engage on this must have the AKX.
Yes.
Now, for all the new persons who have registered and don't have the AKX, how will they trade?
You buy it from somebody who already has it. You want to create a market for AKL.
No, we have new users who have registered, but yes, I think due to the upgrade or something, they have not gotten the stimulus, but they are in the Connect.
Okay, on Connect, you would find that if you are on Connect and you are proactive on Connect, you are receiving AKX. Okay, when you share
Say that again, I didn't get that.
Content, you automatically get paid AKX. Everybody gets it. Right? And this is the equivalent value in Lumi that is paid by SWIFIN platform to the members. So in fact, SWIFIN platform is underwriting that amount that is being given to people on Connect. It's coming from the SWIFIN platform account. But each value of AKX is equivalent to 1 Lumi. One AKX is equivalent to 1 Lumi.
Maybe you are not getting my question. My question, we are getting the AKX in the SWIFIN, the previous platform.
Yes.
The old, but in the Connect, as many we have registered in the Connect have not gotten the Lumi. So how can they use the Lumi?
You are talking about the stimulus. You're talking about the stimulus because everyone on Connect still gets
Lumi.
Lumi. So you're probably talking about the stimulus, that everyone who is on Connect is not getting the stimulus, the new people who have just joined. Am I right?
Yes, you're correct.
Okay. So as we have already mentioned, the reason why the new people have not received the stimulus is because we are moving the base wallet from the old system into this system, into a new wallet, which we know is going to be more effective. There are people who are in this new system who are also on the old system. It makes it a little bit complicated for us to be able to just transfer blanketly Lumi into the new system.
Yeah.
Once we have moved the wallet into the new system, everyone would get the equivalent of what they are due, including those who had the old accounts. Everyone, including those who had the old accounts, everyone would get the value they are due in the new system. So we don't want to end up in a situation where people are getting more than they are supposed to get, or people are getting less than they are supposed to get.
I got you.
We have to be very careful. That is managed.
Yeah.
Yes. So thank you very much. The next person is Boniface. We'll take 2 more. We'll take 2 more. We have already overshot our time. We'll take 2 more. The first is Boniface. I think we've dealt with Karen. I don't know if there's a new question, but I suggest that you guys should put the questions.
Excuse me, no.
Some of the members are helping. Please, Boniface.
Yes, good evening all.
Thank you. I'm dropping your hand. You can carry on.
Okay. Boniface from Nigeria, Kaduna State.
Okay.
I want to commend your effort thus far on this very wonderful and dynamic project. Mine is just an observation I wish to submit that if wishes are horses, the speech in the interface in the SWIFIN Connect, if it can be worked on, worked upon per se, I would be glad, because when you log into SWIFIN Connect, you want to navigate from one area to another. The page at which the page takes to Kita, it takes a lot of time before it boots up, it comes up.
Okay. Okay. We appreciate that point. It's something that we're actually looking at this afternoon. The reason is that there's a lot of work happening in the back, and within, as we say, there's just a number of things that we need to pull together, and the flow is going to be a lot easier. There's a lot that's happening in the background, which which also affects the loading of the pages and all of that. We just hope that you guys kind of understand what we are doing, and as we unveil what is going on, you guys will understand, because it's really for the benefit of all. once all of that is done, you know, the booting and the, you know, and the running of the pages, it's going to be much quicker. Okay.
All right.
Okay. The last person we are going to take is Aluga Teso, because I think we've dealt with, yeah, Aluga Teso, we've dealt with. Karen already asked one question earlier. Please, can you just put up a message? Can you just put up a question in text so that the support team can also help?
Hello, sir. Brother Ambi, Karen
They're
didn't
already
Karen,
very far beyond.
Brother Ambi, sorry to disturb you, but Karen hadn't actually asked her question. She came in, but the topic that we were on at the time, that wasn't what she wanted to know. So she hasn't actually asked her question.
Okay, okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so is Aluga there?
Hello, sir. I'm with you, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, sir. Please, I first of all want to appreciate your work so much. You people are doing very great work for us. I'm from Nigeria. What I really want to ask, sir, I am really late from the to the meeting. I don't know whether you have already explained that part, but what I really want to know is, you know, before we were operating on the other platform, now we are migrating to Connect. I still see when you migrate there, as you are operating in there, let's call it mining, you keep seeing some bonus adding up, but we don't know whether it's possible to add what we are receiving as bonus to the previous balance we had in the other platform.
Oh, okay, I see. So that's what I was trying to explain. Whatever you would have accumulated once we have migrated the wallet into the new format and the new wallet that we are working on in the back, the value you have now in Connect, including your old value, will be added together, and that will become your total balance. Okay?
Okay,
so you're
sir.
not going to lose anything. Everything is going to be accumulated and it will be your final balance.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Whatever balance you had on the old platform, I can assure you 100% remains intact. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir.
So if you had 10 Lumis there, it will be 10 Lumis. It's yours. It will be there and will be accessible to you. Don't fret. Don't worry. It's there and it's safe and sound.
Okay,
I think the key part of his question is whether when everything is fully migrated, what they have now accumulated on Connect, is it going to add up to the one that we would bring through? And that's what I was saying. Yes, it's going to add up.
The answer is yes, but there is an important nuance. There is an important nuance. If you look on Connect, what we are doing is we're creating the opportunity to create a token whose underlying value can be tied to any of the over 40 currencies within continental Africa. And so for Nigeria, we have NGX. For South Africa, we have ZAX. For Malawi, it will be MWX. And so forth. For Zimbabwe, it will be ZWX. What we have done is simply taken the last letter in the 3-letter code, replace that with X to represent a token that's available on Connect that could represent the value of a local currency. And that way we can digitize an equivalent value for all the countries within continental Africa on Connect with a single underlying value that underpins an exchange across all of them, being the Lumi. Okay, so by pairing the Lumi with any of those other assets, it makes it possible to actually make them more tradable and more accessible by people across the continent. That is the idea. And so on the same basis, you will find that you have AKX. AKX actually is the equivalent value in Lumi. And so with all intents and purposes, you will have AKX on Connect, but you will maintain an AKL account that will be separate from the AKX account, but they will be paired one for one. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay,
that
sir.
whatever value you have
Exactly.
in AKX, you can actually transfer it into your AKL account, and you can also transfer value from your AKL account into the AKX wallet
Okay.
or Connect. Okay,
Yeah.
that is
Okay, sir.
that is the idea. And on a
Okay, sir.
similar note, we hope that in Nigeria, for example, we should have the opportunity, subject to availability of local financial institutions in Nigeria, to participate in that particular exercise, where they can take Lumi, convert Lumi into NGX, which is the equivalent value in Nigerian Naira. And you can then look at NGX and say, okay, that would be the equivalent of the E-Naira. And the financial institution locally in Nigeria should be able to help customers to be able to access the NGX and trade it. The service to switch from the AKL into any local currency equivalent will only be available to financial institutions, not individual users, not individual businesses. Okay, and that's what we hope to use to be the fundamental driver that can then assist us in getting to the point where we can implement the exchange rate mechanism that we are talking about come October.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, sir. Can I ask the second question, sir?
Okay, remember, I can see more hands going up. We have said anyone who has an additional question, please put it on chat, and then we would respond to it. Okay, Aluga, just one quick question again, and then we would take Karen, and that's where we will close, please.
Okay, sir. My question is our last discussion with Brother B. He told us that every expected beneficiary that is expecting conversion should be ready to pay the sum of 2,000 naira. That is for Nigeria. I don't know about other countries. So we're trying to how do we pay this money? And when exactly should we ask our beneficiaries to make up this payment, sir?
No, you are mixing up. My dear friend, you are mixing up. What you are talking about is access to some local Nigerian services, Naira services, which for an account in Nigeria to be able to access it. That is probably going to happen in other countries as well. In Nigeria, there are certain local services that for you to access, you would need to activate your account in that fashion. So let's not mix up. I think there's always this mix up where when we share information, you take it and people take it and mix it up with other things. What you are talking about is access to local Nigerian Naira services.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, very clear, sir.
And the advantage that anybody who will be having those services, the advantage is that they are part of the Lumi community. That's why they'll be able to access the service in the way in which it's been planned in Nigeria.
Okay, sir.
An example of that could be that, let's say in Nigeria, we have a local financial institution that is trading AKL and helping customers to access NGX. Now, if you wanted certain services, if you had access to NGX and you wanted to use NGX that you acquired from your local financial institution in order to be able to buy airtime and pay your local utility bill and all that, then those are typical of local Nigeria specific services. These are services that somebody in Nigeria would need that may not be applicable to somebody in South Africa.
Okay.
And when it comes to applying or implementing those services in South Africa, there may be a similar arrangement where we have a local service provider where a fee is paid in order for those services to be implemented in South Africa. I think that is what is being referred to. But that's fundamentally different from just having access to your AKL, okay? You can have access to your AKL account and you can do your AKL to AKL transactions on a peer-to-peer basis. That's completely free of charge until October 2023, when the fees become available, applicable. But if you wanted a way that you can use part of the conversion of AKX that is available to financial institutions only, and you wanted to access that so that you can pay bills using either Connect or other services to service providers that are on Connect, then you need to register for those local services in Nigeria. I think that's what is referenced.
Very clear now, very clear, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
The next person is Karen, and then we would end there. The rest of the people, please put a message on the chat. Karen, please, it's your turn. I'm dropping your hand now.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, so first of all, congratulations on the developments. And I completely appreciate the maintenance work that is being done, the upgrade. However, I too, like David, have been having challenges with trading using the AKL, the Lumi. So my question is it possible, whether once per day, maybe an hour or two, you could designate a time to give persons like myself and David the opportunity to transact our regular business? Because it's kind of, you know, I know Dr. Linus apologized earlier, and I completely understand the process. But to accommodate persons who need to trade, is it possible to designate it once per week or once per day where persons like myself can trade? That's it. Thanks.
Karen, thank you very much for that question. I've just sent a direct message to David. Please, can you send us a private message on Connect, and then let's kind of reflect on how we can support our merchants who are trading in Lumi. Please, can you do that, Karen?
Will do. Thank you so much.
Is Karen still there?
Yes, Karen, I said thank you so much.
That's a very good. That's a very good suggestion, Karen. That's a very good suggestion indeed, and that is something that we can consider if it is going to take much longer than a few days or a week to get everything back up and running. Now, one of the things, the reason why we actually switched things off is that in order to migrate the transaction records, the historical transaction records, we want to do that at a time when there are no further transactions actually taking place. I know it doesn't answer your question, and it's not what you want to hear, but by keeping it closed down, then we can migrate whatever transactions are there without a problem. Under normal circumstances, that would not be an issue, but we are changing a platform or changing the system where the manner in which the transactions are actually logged is fundamentally different. And so we wanted to avoid a scenario whereby we're doing that, and at the same time, there are transactions going on in the background, which will just extend the process because those records then have to be done separately. But I do take your point on board. Perhaps we could consider a window where transactions can be done and then it's closed down and then we can carry on with the process. But hopefully we wouldn't have to go through that if the whole thing is completed within the next few days. And we are very, very close. We're making tremendous progress, excellent progress, I'm glad to say. And we are at the point where we can actually do that. The new environment is actually ready. I mean, people can log in now. You can log in right now. Okay, we're not going to give you the URL because everybody's going to start trying to log in, but it is ready and you can actually log in and access your account right now. You just wouldn't be able to see the balance and the transaction history. And that's what we want to do.
Dr. Linus. Dr. Linus.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Doctor, if I may add here, Dr. Linus, afternoon, Mike here.
Yes,
from Jamaica.
Mike, hi.
How you do? I'm happy you're not giving out the website, but just to let you know, I've already found it.
I know you would have found it.
because 9 months ago, I started to look at an exchange. The concept of us being an exchange to bring the entire world to us with this particular service. I will be able to see a wealth of persons wanting to trade in their fiat currency, to convert it to Lumi.
Yes.
I've seen a downside to it, and that's one of the reasons why I interject, that we have to be able to look at value assets, valuable, tangible assets, to not only have those token bundles to be just tokens, but valuable assets that, you know, the SWIFIN platform in a sense, a couple of years from now, will be able to exchange that anywhere in the world and have real asset value backed by, you know, our superior goal. That's one. And second, these are all downside that I'm seeing other organizations, multiple organizations out there like ourselves, trying to evolve these types of projects into the new era of cryptocurrency and digital currency and digital space, and trying to recruit hundreds of millions of people trying to get onto their platforms. I'd say a rush happening. So I'm happy you're not going to disclose the website, but I've already discovered it for the last 6 days and doing my, you know, looking at it, doing my own, you know, research in terms of comparison to see. We started out with the Lumi 2-3 years now. We were way ahead in terms of digital currency, but I can tell you this, we may very well be a little bit behind, because this is exactly what the crypto world is actually doing. Finding a way to provide a service to a mass amount of people just diving in with their you know, with their currency, wanting to convert their currency to Lumi is really what we should be looking at. That's just my take.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Now, one of the things that we're actually doing, it's not obvious. It is not obvious, I have to say. But what we want to do is create an ecosystem where we can digitize anything that has value. You can digitize bananas, you can digitize cows, you can digitize goats, you can digitize
everything.
Houses, you can digitize everything.
Yes.
And you can attribute a value to it.
Exactly.
Now, the great innovation is that not only are we going to have an ecosystem where we can digitize that, but we also want to make it transferable and divisible at the same time.
Divisible.
So if you are amongst a group of farmers and the farmers want to use bananas to trade with each other, then you can digitize bananas and just have a value for a banana. Now, somebody can then be able to send a fraction of a banana to somebody else in real time so that they can transact and trade amongst themselves. Now, that is probably unheard of if you are thinking just bananas, okay? But that is an example of how being able to have an ecosystem that can digitize value, any quantifiable value. So anything that you can quantify, we can now digitize. And we can digitize that value in a form that people can keep it, store it, transfer it in a very divisible manner.
Just one more thing, Dr. Linus, before I go, to just add this and then I'll wrap up. We should start to have the conversation as it relates to blockchain technology and decentralized, because I've seen it happen right now with other companies trying to evolve their own digital currency, and it's still a part of a particular system where somebody can simply pull the plug because it's centralized. Once it's decentralized on the blockchain, there is no one person that can shut us down. We're all connected together on the blockchain technology, and we can do transaction as we wish. There's no governing body that stands over us telling me that I can't trade with Dr. Linus, or I can't trade with Sharon, or I can't have a trade or do a trade with this particular person because that person lives into that country. We, as the kind of persons that we are, Africans, descendants, we want to trade with Africa. And how the system, the actual centralized system is set up right now, I can't trade with you guys right now with my currency in my current country. because it is centralized.
Absolutely, Mike. Thank you so much. That is so. As what Mike is saying is basically the the work we are doing in the background. First of all, making sure that real tangible value is traded on the exchange, not only the tokens and all the things you've seen, but real tangible value is exchanged on the platform. The second thing is about the decentralization of making the transactions immutable and very solid in a way that it cannot be influenced by a centralized system somewhere.
Exactly.
You would also notice that that's one of the reasons why we are saying we wanted this exchange and all the other bits that we are adding to it, which are going to become evident over the next few weeks. We wanted it to be on the continent so that that some of those influences you're talking about would have no control over it.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And just before I go, let me really take the time out to give a shout out to the Jamaican team, Jamaica Luminaires, Secretariat. I mean, we have, Dr. Linus can attest to this, we have had hold the mantle for this side, the western side of the globe, to start the registration at the time when we started it, to get it off the ground. I'm probably one of the persons who started before Jamaica Luminaires, but when I joined them, the effort that we have on the ground in Jamaica here. I mean, we were in one of these meetings and somebody said Jamaica isn't the entire Caribbean, but if every other country in the Caribbean would step up, then it would probably be a little bit easier. That when we said Jamaica, we wouldn't be able to compare Jamaica with any other Caribbean island to say, hey, we started out leading the registration and make sure that we get all our brothers and sisters on board to understand that we need to be independent, doing our own transaction, and run with the AKL.
Absolutely.
Thank you so
very
much,
Mike.
Thank
you. If I can just add, there are two things that are important. The exchange itself, this is meant to be cross-chain, so that irrespective of the blockchain that you are using, then you should be able to access that on the exchange. So you have one-stop place which handles transactions on multiple chains and multiple blockchains. Okay, that's important. The other thing that I want to emphasize on is the need to combine both a decentralized approach and a centralized approach. Now, if you take a look at what is happening at a national level, there is a need to digitize transactions at a national level in each country. But if you start comparing two countries side by side or more countries together, then you realize that the stage of the economy in each of those countries is different. And therefore, the requirements for liquidity and money flow within those economies are different.
When they mentioned 2,000 naira,
therefore, we need to have a mechanism where we can be able to treat a country or look at a country and be able to look at that from a sort of a centralized approach perspective, but leveraging on the modern technology of blockchain to be able to address the digital transaction needs of that particular country. And so having the combined approach of, on the one hand, a centralized approach, and on the other hand, using technology that cannot be intercepted or disrupted, using a decentralized approach, makes a lot of sense. And I think we are moving towards a direction where we want the Lumi to be in that sweet spot where it enables us to apply a centralized approach to be able to address the needs in each country, but use appropriate technology to deliver a decentralized access.
Okay, so I think that's a good place for us to start bringing the meeting to a close. unless there's something else that you wanted to highlight, Dr. Linus, I think we've had a reasonably good session today, looking at all the elements, including registration, KYC, looking at the trading wallet, looking at the funding wallet, also looking at deposits, transfers, and withdrawals, and all those elements. And as we said, over the next few days, once we are finished with the basic regulatory activities that we are undertaking, then we would announce for for those who want to go in and start trading, to start trading immediately. We thank you all so much for making the time. It's always a pleasure for us to engage, to share the work we are doing, and to also share perspectives. It also gives us an opportunity to know, to get information that you guys have on the ground in terms of the countries where you are, and kind of give clarity on the information, so that we start reducing the misinformation. I would not want us to end without just making a quick statement on the situation we have in Zimbabwe. As we communicated earlier last week, or is it this week, earlier in the week, we had to pull the plug on what we wanted to do in Zimbabwe based on certain local things that needed to be clarified. And we are not saying that we are not going to be trading, or we are not going to provide the, the possibility for people in Zimbabwe to trade, but we needed to make sure that everything is in place and we do not run into any local confusion, either especially with the authorities and the trading partners on the ground. So just rest, just keep your eyes on what we are doing. As time goes on, the possibilities on how we are going to work in different countries will be coming up, and we'll keep sharing that with you guys as we go along. Thank you very much. And Dr. Linus, anything else? If there's nothing else, I think we'll bring this to a close.
It's what is left really is to thank everybody for taking the time to participate. As I always say, we want to address two challenges in our time. That is financial inclusion, to make sure that everyone that can have access has access, and to have a common ecosystem where people can exchange value in real time in order to drive trade, commerce, and industrialization process across the continent, and to begin wealth creation in a way that we haven't seen before. This can only be possible if we, the 1.3 billion strong plus the 300+ million in the diaspora, we put our efforts together and our energies together to do this in the most collaborative way that we haven't witnessed before our time. The possibilities are endless. Of course, we must never underestimate the challenges that will face us, because we are doing something that has never been done before. Challenges will always be there, but let's not relent any effort. Let's collaborate. Let's make sure that we remain steadfast and we drive ahead to address the two important problems that have plagued our people and our families for a long time, that of financial exclusion and that of the inability to really transact with each other across the continent and with the diaspora. Now is the time to change that. Now is the time for us to continue to work together to make sure that we can see a different kind of narrative going forward. So thank you. Thank you.
And you can open your, I'm unmuting everyone. You can say goodbye. You can say greetings to the people in the other parts.
Bless you. Yes.
Goodbye.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank
you
yes.
Bye.
You guys, thank you. Well done, well done.
Dr. Linus, I'm going to give you a call. This is Mike.
Looking forward to next week meeting. Yes, and the updates.
Thanks.
Yes, well done.
Even thank you so much.
Thank you, MB.
Good night. Good night. Good night, everyone.
Yeah. Right, brother.
Peace, light, and love, everyone. Goodbye.
Brother MB, I've done my job. I've done my job now. I kept everyone as quiet as I could. Good night, Sister Jasmine.
Pauline, you need to stay and close the door when everybody's gone. So where you going?
Brother MB, do I need to stay, Brother MB?
Yes, you need to stay and close the door when everyone's gone.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Brother MB. That was more because I was able to hear. I couldn't really answer a lot of the questions because I was letting people in. So, but thank you, because I was, at least I could hear what more of what was going on compared to what happened last time. And I was just muting everyone. That noise was coming back. I just muted them.
Greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Good night.
Okay, but